Okay, this video is called Success, Signs, and Omens. Success, Signs, and Omens. Okay, so this is pretty much how it happens. I'm going to tell you for sure that I know for sure that this is how it happens. When you are on like some kind of journey, or when you have like a goal, some super ultimate goal that you set for yourself, and you start out, you think, okay, this is going to be so great, I'm going to work really hard at this, and then I'm just going to achieve this goal. And it seems almost at the beginning like it's not that big of a deal. You feel like you're kind of walking maybe uphill a little bit, but it's not a huge slope. Maybe it's like a 1% slope. So you're walking on this hill, and you're getting down the road, and you're like, okay, this is not so bad. I'm just going to keep working at this, and eventually I'm going to get to my goal. It's going to be great. And then you find out, like a few months go by or whatever, and you find out that the slope's getting steeper, and now you're like at maybe a 2% slope or 3% slope, and you're going down the road, and you're like, all right, I'm starting to sweat. This is getting tougher. This is getting harder. And then years go by, and you're like, okay, the slope is really steep now. I'm starting to feel some injuries. My back's starting to hurt. My knees are starting to hurt. And you're like, this is getting harder. It gets harder and harder and harder and harder and harder and harder as you go. And I don't know, I mean, harder is like the wrong word. It just, things happen. But I will tell you that for sure, along with success, there are so many signs and omens that come along, and you have to pay attention to them because they are real, and they're the most unlikely. Okay, here's an example. The last week I was in Missouri in 2009, I had an offer for a job position that was like really, really good. And it would have meant like new BMW the next year. I could have like worked on my house and like done all the things I wanted to do or whatever, or thought I kind of wanted or whatever. But it would have meant me giving up this dream or this goal of winning the US Open in 2016. So, and I was 3 years into it at the time, and I thought, about 3 years into it at the time, and I thought, I can't do it. I can't not do this. I mean, the job offer was great, but I just couldn't do it. And that was the first time I think that it happened, where something was like really, really easy. Like something came up and it made it so easy not to continue on my journey. So that's the easy side. And this happens. I mean, this happens all the time. Every time you're actually about to take another step down the road, or like a big leap, or make a great improvement, or do something amazing that you've never done before, one of these things happens. Either it's something that makes it so easy to stay, or so easy to kind of just slow down or take some time off or whatever, that it's super appealing, and you think to yourself, I could just hang out here for a little while. It's pretty easy, and I like it here, and things are going good. Or it's something so miserably bad, like getting 6 tickets in a month and a half. The month before you go on a year-long road trip, getting 6 tickets and thinking to yourself, okay, I don't even have enough money to pay for these tournaments that I plan on playing this year. How am I mean, if I pay all these tickets, I don't have any money. I mean, I may not even have a driver's license. So it's like, okay. So either it's something easy, like it's easy to stay, or it's something really hard, like, oh my God, it's so hard to go. It's so hard to continue. But these signs, these are your omens. These are your signs. Because as soon as one of these two things happens, or potentially both, I mean, maybe, yeah, actually, both things could happen. It could make it really easy to stay and really hard to leave at the same time. But when that happens, actually, if both happen, maybe that's like a super omen, a super sign that you're headed for success, or like another milestone. When that happens, you're right about like knocking on the door. You're like scratching at the last thin layer of the wall before you break through. So, and I know like 3 people are going to listen to this, and 1 person's going to actually think it matters. But if you are right there at the end, at the wall, you don't know you're at the wall. Obviously, you have no idea you're close. You don't ever know when you're close. I mean, maybe you sense it, but you really don't know where you are in this thing. But when you get to a point where it's like, geez, it would be so easy to just stop, or it's going to be so hard to continue, that's when you know you're about to have a breakthrough. So don't stop. Continue. I mean, you can reevaluate, and if you decide that you don't want to do it, you don't have to. But if you really do in your heart know that this is what you want to do, whatever it might be, These are your signs that you're close. Not signs to quit. Signs that you're very, very close. That's it. Joy, success, and signs and omens. Adios.